Hello, I'm Fred Dodson, and this is the power of energized hugs. Now, I'm skeptical of hugging and of getting hugs. I often do seminars. People come up to me, they want an autograph, they want to chat a little, and then in the end, they want a hug. And I'm usually like, okay, I'll do it, but it's reluctant. Because hugs are a mixing of energy. That's what hugs are about. You say, well, why don't you want to mix your energy, Fred? You think you're better than us? No, it's not that. It's not that at all. Or is it? But I'll explain in this video. So, knowing that, you'll know that I'm even skeptical of handshakes, which is also a transfer of energy, not quite as much as the full body, but even in the handshake, energy is transferred, and you can often feel that. Your energy goes to the person, their energy goes into you. So you can imagine how skeptical I am of sex with strangers, because that's the ultimate exchange of energy. And that's why I don't really sleep around, as they say, because I don't want to take on all those issues and burdens, frankly. And I already realized this fairly early on, in my early 20s, how I felt the day after. I'm like, I feel different. Not quite the man I used to be. And it required a lot of cleansing and mental work to overcome issues that weren't even mine, that I had gotten from others. However, all that said, it has not evaded my attention that hugs and handshakes, yes, and sex, but let's talk about hugs here, that hugs can be immensely healing, especially for the person that's worse off. Why do you think crowds want to get close to people that they consider higher energy, such as gurus or pop stars? Just want to get close, just touch them. If I could just touch my superstar. I got the idea to this video the other day when my wife had been sick all day and nothing seemed to be helping. Hot tea, vitamin C, medication, prayer, whatever, nothing was helping. And then I embraced her for 5 minutes and she was completely pain-free and healed. And that was a little bit surprising to both of us. But then after thinking about it a little, maybe not so surprising, right? So whatever we tried, it wasn't working. But the hugs, they did work and they did help. She was feeling better. But what about me? Was I feeling better? Or had my energy been vampirized, so to speak? This reminds me of a Bible verse which says that someone touched Jesus' garment while he wasn't paying attention, and then his virtue left him. That's an amazing verse. And in this context, you understand what this means. Someone had taken the energy out. But fortunately, there's a way around this. There's a way to exchange, to touch, to caress, to hug, without your virtue or your energy getting vampirized, without expending energy. And as a coach, I needed to learn that. How could I be spending all day giving and giving and giving the energy without it being sucked out of me, without feeling depleted and used up at the end of the day? Isn't that the big question? You avoid energy being lost when you feel immense love and compassion. That's the protective field. That's the fix. When you feel immense love and compassion, you come out of the hug energized, even if you were better off and the other person worse off. Why? Because you're receiving the highest energy there is in the universe. It's like you're channeling love, and it flows through you to the person. You're not even using your own energy, you're using the highest energy. So on that day that I healed my wife with an embrace, I felt that compassion and that tenderness and kindness. And that's why not only was she so quickly healed, you see, it's not me doing the healing, it's a higher source. But it did not take any energy away from me at all because me was not involved. Do you follow? Now, of course, I don't always feel that. I'm not always in the mood. And with strangers, I often can't generate that amount of love and compassion authentically. And if I can't do that, I can be affected. And that's why I'm a little bit skeptical of hugging strangers. There are a lot of people, we call them New Agers. They're well-meaning, but they lack depth of knowledge. And I know one of them, and maybe you do too. They go out into the streets or they're in seminars and they're handing out free hugs for anyone who wants. Who wants free hugs? And this particular person I know gave up after a few weeks. That was his big project. That was his dream come true, to stand out on the street, give people free hugs. After 3 weeks, he gave up, and I said, "Why did you give up? This was your dream." And he said, "Well, I was just exhausted in the evening. I was completely depleted, and I was starting to get sick, and then I quit." And that story is no surprise to me. That comes from spending all day on the streets, exchanging energies with strangers, taking on burdens that you don't have to take on, that are not your burdens. So if you're going to give out free hugs, if you're going to do that, your consciousness level, your energy level needs to be way, way up here if you don't want to be affected. And if it's way, way up here, it means you can radiate the love the whole time. And if you can do that, you remain unaffected by the circumstances. It's how life works, not just hugs. So, energized hugging is hugging with love and compassion. It energizes the giver and the receiver. My name is Fred Dodson. Have a nice day.